And there was a time where my younger sister, she got a virus, or she was sort of feeling sick. And after like 4 or 5 days, her fever went from like 38 to 39 to 40 to 41. And I remember she went to the doctors and they gave her some like general prescription pills and basically sent her home. And we didn't really think anything of it. And then I went to school that day, and then I remember being in the backyard, and this is the moment, this is the whole time frame where it all sort of changed for me. And like this memory is so like vivid, it's stained in the front of my mind. So it was just like any other day. We're playing in the backyard with my brother, and my dad comes into the house after work, and he comes into the backyard, and he sort of called us over, and it was like, John and Nicholas, I need to tell you something. I said, okay, well, that's a little bit strange, because it's either we're in trouble and he's yelling at us, but to sort of call us the way he did, it was sort of... So we go over and he puts his one arm around me and one arm around my brother. And without saying anything, he started crying. And I'd never seen my father cry. And I mean, I was like 17-year-old boy. And he broke down. And we were just like completely heartbroken, but we still didn't know what was happening. And then he sort of shook off the tears, and he come to, and he said, well, your sister's been admitted to hospital. She's being diagnosed with cancer. And she's basically got treatment for 2 years. And after that treatment, they're going to give her a 50-50 chance of living through it. And I just like, literally like the whole world sort of caved in on me at that moment. It was just like the weight on my shoulders was just immense. But at the same time, I was being strong for my dad. So I remember the drive into the hospital, and it's only like 20 minutes. The hospital's only like 15, 20 minutes from my house. But it seemed like it was like an eternal drive. It just went forever. And like you could imagine, like as a 17-year-old boy, like it's almost like my life was sort of flashing before my eyes. I didn't know how to feel or what to experience. It was really quite surreal. I've never experienced anything like this before, previous to this. Anyway, we got to the hospital and we went up. There's a designated cancer ward for kids, which is extraordinary, by the way. And we got up to the ward, and then we walked to my sister's room. And this is the moment that changed my life forever, because I wasn't expecting what was on the other side. So we opened the door to my sister's room, and what I was expecting was tears and sadness. And instead, when I opened the door, my sister was sitting up on the bed with a smile on her face, and there was like this bright, shining light all around her.
Wow.
And we all walked in at the same time, me and my dad and my brother, and we were absolutely breathtaking. We didn't know how to handle it. And my sister turned around and looked at us, and she goes, "Don't come in here with your negative energy. I'm positive, and I've already beaten this." And it was like even now I feel like I'm getting goosebumps through my body. And that positivity and that energy, that's what I've been seeking for the last 22 years. That became my mission and my goal, to find out what that energy was. Because what she said and how she felt, that's the reason why she beat it. And even through the 2 years of treatment, there was never any doubt that she wasn't going to beat it, because she'd already beaten it. She'd already convinced herself that she wasn't going to be a victim. She wanted to live. And even if they only gave her 1% chance of living, with that attitude, she would have lived. There's no question about it.
Wow, such a beautiful story.
Incredible.
Yeah.
So my younger sister became almost like instantly my mentor. And whatever whatever energy I felt then, and back then I didn't even see it as an energy because I didn't understand energy.
Yeah.
I just saw it as a positive moment. And then that led me into wanting to know what that experience was. So then I started, being curious. I wanted to know. So then I learned, become a personal trainer, and I had to go through sort of 12 months of training to learn what the physical benefits and the physical side of being a trainer is. And then I wanted to learn, going back to my curiosity of what I experienced at that moment, I really wanted to learn what emotions were. What is joy, and what is sadness, and what is gratitude, and what is fear, and what is anger. And during that process there, that's when my transformation really started taking off.